Hi, and welcome to this new episode of the Values Workshop. I have with me my friend Dipesh Thakkar, uh, who's a businessman primarily and is in the food and the IT business of sorts, if I understand correctly. Um I've been thinking what kind of questions can I ask a businessman. I've done some uh, work with entrepreneurs in one of the episodes before this. But an interesting question did come to me with which I can begin. And then once you give your answer, we can figure out because it is as impromptu and the landscape is open for both of us. So the question is uh, in business, profit is the most important motive for most people.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, since I'm running this initiative and it's called the Values Workshop, how do you reconcile these two things when you're in business? How do values play a role, or in today's cutthroat competition they do not play as important a role? What is your thought process about that?
So the thing is, yeah, values does play important role in certain segments, and certain segments you have to leave them a lot. To be honest, when we are talking about values, we are talking about ethics, we are talking about uh, uh, telling truth basically,
Yeah,
which you have to leave behind majority of times, because the thing is, for example, uh, doing a business, you are supplying certain goods and and you have certain timelines to match, but because some or the other reasons that you are not able to match those timelines, so at that time you know that you are not at the fault, because it is at the end of the manufacturer that there has been a delay. And whereas it is also the fault of end user, because the deadlines which he gave were not uh, practically possible. So but you still, because of the service which you need to provide to them, you have to take those orders. And at that time when you are not able to fulfill them, then you have to uh, reply them with certain lies that your material is on the way. You that the vehicle got that there was a puncture in the tire, or so these are the certain things which you have to lie. You don't have any other option, because that person is not ready to listen to you. But if for example, if a person is ready to listen to you and he is like, okay, be honest, whatever it is, I'll handle things, because it was my fault as well that I have given you the late orders, or then we can be very frank enough with him that the material has not been dispatched, because it generally takes 1 or 2 days to manufacture it and then dispatch it. So yeah, you have to leave certain ethics behind, but at the same time, the quality and the the timelines which you are committing should be matched. And at that time, we are very honest with it. So for example, there is zero mixing when we talk about that we are what we are giving. There is zero delay if we are telling you that is, and we will definitely give you the material. So we are really being honest and ethically right at these points of time. And
okay.
about that, yeah, sorry.
This is quite a practical answer you've given. So can you give me an example when you were honest and the client appreciated it, although it was a very difficult time to be honest for you? Has there been any example where you took the difficult path and still it worked out well for you?
So the difficult part was you when I started working, I was 24. So I was afraid quite a bit. Uh, so what I used to do is I didn't used to pick up my calls when I know that the material is not being dispatched and the factory might get shut down. So at that time, I used to avoid the calls. I didn't used to pick them up, and this was what I had learned from my elders. But later on, after a couple of times, I started feeling bad that क्या ही कर लेगा finally. जो
Hmm.
फोन तो उठाना ही पड़ेगा क्योंकि अभी नहीं तो बाद में वो गाली तो देने ही वाला है, तो अभी
Hmm.
गाली सुन लूं एंड उसको जो है वो बता दूं, देन बाद में रास्ता निकलेगा तो निकलेगा और क्या. तो इस वजह से देयर हैव बीन इंस्टेंसेस के मैंने जो हुआ था वो बताया कि देखो मटेरियल अब तक निकला नहीं है और इट इट इज नॉट अंडर माय कंट्रोल. मेरे एंड से जो फॉर्मेलिटीज करने थे इट हैज बीन डन, and still if the material was not dispatched, then I really am sorry, but it was out of my hand. You tell me from where else I can, if you want I can arrange the material temporarily, और आपका plant बंद नहीं होना चाहिए. So making the losses, I have supplied the material couple of times because the plant shouldn't be shut off. और
Hmm.
उसकी वजह से मतलब even the client shouldn't face the losses because एक दिन भी अगर जो plant कोई भी बंद रहता है, then it is a huge loss for the manufacturer because the daily wages of the workers, the electricity, everything is at the standstill.
Okay, this is so beautiful because generally हम बात करते हैं तो प्रैक्टिकलिटी के नाम पे बहुत कुछ अपना झूठ भी ऐड कर देते हैं कि अभी मसाला चालू ही है तो फिर मेरा भी दो डाल देता हूँ, उसमें क्या फर्क पड़ता है.
Right.
So I want to share one incident which happened when I moved to writing from engineering. And हम जो काम करते थे उसमें many times I was doing very simple work. You didn't need an agency. मतलब you are just writing. Say for example, I was selling a brand of mixer grinder. तो headline था ₹1999. अभी उसमें क्यों राइटर की जरूरत है, मतलब वो तो कोई भी लिख सकता है. राइटर क्या कर रहा है?
Right.
I used to feel कि I am not doing justice. तो एंड बहुत बार ऐसा हुआ क्योंकि वो क्लाइंट पैसा दे रहा था, एजेंसी के पास था और वो जो बोलता था वही जाता था. तो आई आस्क्ड माय सीनियर दैट I am taking salary, but I am not justifying my salary because I am not doing the best job. So he taught me this. He said, what was the first reaction to the job that you had? I said, I gave my best line. He said, what happened the second time? I said, I gave my second best. Third time, I said, third best. He said, which one did the client buy? I said, his own, seventh. So he says, it is his money now. Why are you blaming yourself? As long as you remember, the first time you always be honest. You give the chance to the client to pick up what you're giving your best. After that, it is his money. He has every right to decide how he wants to deal with it.
Right.
I thought it was a great learning because over a period, it saved me a lot of heartburn. As a writer, we are quite sensitive to these things. Line reject हो जाना या कुछ और.
So exactly my point. मतलब ऐसा as you are saying this, I'll just run on my ethics that
Please,
what I
please.
have been doing.
Yeah.
So over the years, what I have learned best out of my experiences is that कि I am a businessman. ठीक है, तो मैं लिखने बैठने नहीं वाला, मैं डिजाइन्स बनाने नहीं वाला. और मुझे डिजाइन्स पसंद आए या ना आए डजंट मैटर टू मी बिकॉज दैट इज नॉट द कोर विच आई हैव बीन डूइंग. सो काफी टाइम ऐसे लगता है अरे तुझे तो कुछ आता ही नहीं है, मुझे तो कुछ आता ही नहीं है. लेकिन द प्रॉब्लम वो द बेस्ट पार्ट इज दैट आई एम हैंडलिंग, आई एम गिविंग दीज थिंग्स टू द पर्सन हु आर बेस्ट इन इट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर जो डिजाइनिंग है तो मेरा पार्टनर कर लेता है, तो मैं उसको क्वेश्चन भी नहीं करता हूँ, और मुझे पसंद आए या नहीं आए मेरे को फर्क भी नहीं पड़ता है. मैं उसको पूछता हूँ तुझे क्या लगता है ये बेस्ट है, तो फिर आई लीव इट टू देम. पैसा भले मेरा है, पैसा भले ही मेरे पार्टनर का है, लेकिन आफ्टर ऑल इफ यू आर लीविंग द बेस्ट थिंग टू द person who
Professional.
is known, yeah, professional for who is known for that, then you shouldn't interfere in what you think is right.
True. Um, Yeah. So now another question that is coming to me is, with these experiences that you had about half lies and sometimes full truths that you have been able to manage, is there a way where you always choose the truth first when communicating till the time there is no fear? Or has this become a default setting कि यार पहले तो बोलो ही नहीं वो तो भड़क जाएगा रहने दो? How do you deal with this?
No, the truth is the first thing which we always opt for. For example, अपने को मालूम है कि these scenarios are very less, honestly. मतलब ऐसा regularly होता नहीं. तो ये 1 in say अगर जो 20 केसेस में एक बार होता है जनरली कि ऐसा हम लोग को बोलना पड़ता है कि बिकॉज द क्लाइंट इज नॉट रेडी. एनीवे वी रन ऑन अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग नॉर्म्स दैट you have to give us the schedule while releasing the PO as well. We mention it quite clearly. So it has been default कि हम लोग को तुम लोग ऑर्डर मत दो चलेगा बिकॉज ये हेडेक है ना वो सहन नहीं होता है. मतलब इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू लिव इन दैट स्ट्रेस कि मटेरियल आया नहीं है आया नहीं है आया नहीं है खाली करना है खाली करना है खाली करना है रास्ते में गाड़ी. सो दिस becomes a redundant loss of time and energy. So instead, we reduce our orders and we stick to it that we will supply the material or we will work with the clients who are very flexible in these things. Otherwise, we won't work with them. So ये default हो गया है कि अब काम करना है तो ऐसे ही करना है वरना मत दो ऑर्डर चलेगा.
Okay. Okay, now on the same thought, but in another scenario, in today's world, people are very ambitious to grow. They are willing to, they may be honest to start with, but to grow, sometimes they think, यार यहाँ झूठ बोल दिया तो ये काम हो जाएगा, बाद में देख लेंगे, इसको संभाल लेंगे, ये तो बहुत छोटी बात है, so on so forth. I've had a lot of business friends and uh, they are hobnobbing with the top guys in business and politicians and everything. And they've always told me that oh, whatever you talk is impractical. And to a certain extent, I appreciate because their quantum of business has been huge. But over a period, now that we are a little older and I've seen 10, 12, 15 years of business, I find that my way of working works best. Like you said, you have to compromise on certain quantum of work. So, in how do you ensure growth while adhering to your value patterns?
See, world is not a small place well in, and we are not that big as well. So when you are talking about growth, so even 10 clients can give you an exponential growth, or even a single client can give you exponential growth when you are talking about working with him in a different manner. But
Okay.
the problem over here is that yes, people are lying a lot. People are not honest. Other than that, suppose now you are talking to me, you know me, and you are talking to me. But if I am an XYZ person, you will see that इसको सफेद बाल तो है नहीं, इसको क्या respect दूं? ये the how the person is showing his personality. In that way, also people tend to give you respect.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, abhi, people might not know what I have achieved in my life unless I am
Talking about it.
yeah, I am talking about it or I am showing it in the terms of my attire or in terms of the vehicles I drive in, right?
Yeah.
So again, coming back to growth, I don't find that as a growth. When I'm talking about, I might be making the turnover of 100 crores, but I'm still working in my t-shirt. So that is what I think my growth is in terms of mentally basically. Or when you stop maybe celebrating your birthdays and start acting it like a normal day. So that can be also considered as a growth. So, so whether your question was a monetary growth or a mental growth,
Yeah, yeah,
it can have the various answers, right? So, in terms of giving a right to the friends and the environment around you, it shows your growth, according to me. So you don't need to lie around, or you just don't need to compromise on your ethics in certain ways when you're talking about growth. You can
you
find growth
actually
in everywhere and how you want to be.
you actually landed up answering my next question before I asked it. What is success to you was my next question.
Okay.
Having said that, uh, is it difficult to work with people who do not share the same value systems? And I'm not only talking about your partner, I'm saying down in the entire value chain. You are a supplier to someone, somebody else is a supplier to
No,
you. There are,
no, I don't think so.
sorry, come again.
No, I don't think so. When you're talking, when you are asking me whether it is difficult to work with people who don't see, when you have certain values, okay, but you know how to get certain things out of them, whether they say share the same value or not, it doesn't matter to me, because I know what matters to him. I will ask him, and I know what uh, I might benefit from him, and how I might benefit from him. So it is not important that he should think like me to work with me, or to be like me, or to be around me. It is not necessary. And that is,
Okay, no, one second. I want to clarify then. Maybe my question has not been well put.
Mhm.
Uh, so, for example, if you are working with somebody who does not put the same emphasis that you have on quality, on not mixing anything, and uh, because there are other people you have to depend on in this entire value chain of business. So then it becomes difficult, is what my understanding would be. Because
so that is not difficult, that is impossible. So, so when you're talking about, see, if you stand for something and if you're not getting that thing, then you won't be able to work on it, right?
yeah,
So either it is 0 or 100. There is nowhere between. क्या है, थोड़ा mix करेगा तो मैं adjust कर लूंगा, right? So when you're asking me if in my value chain, if someone is giving is mixing thing and I am somewhere compromising it, then it doesn't work. So either it is 0 or 100. I'm sorry if I might have still not
no,
understood
no,
your
no.
question.
This is exactly what I meant, because value systems uh, to work on a daily basis require to be matched on several levels.
100%.
Uh, this also goes for timelines. This also goes for the quality of uh, uh, emphasis on each part of
Emphasis.
the process, all kinds of things. Um, do you find that because you are of a certain mindset, it also works on the staff that you work with? Does it percolate down right till the end? If you are not there and they have to take a decision, they are also as quality conscious, as proud of the quality, and as uh, give as much importance to all the things that you give to. Do you find that works better because you are the person you are?
Mm, so it is a process. It it is a habit which we are trying to put on. For example, when you daily meet your team, or daily meet your from level 1 to level 10, when you meet your people regularly, they tend to get influence from you. So cannot expect that person to value the things which I value from the day one. But
Yeah,
on after 2 to 3 years, I have seen that they are able to value the things which I have been valuing, or my partner has been valuing, and I can see the change in them, or in a person, when you tend to be with him, and it definitely influences your their behavior around you, at least when you uh, notice certain things. For example, uh, we have a filling staff, Sonu, who didn't used to wear those gloves and everything, and the hair mask, which is very mandatory in our filling stations. So he didn't wear it once, he didn't wear it twice, and what we did it, we started wearing it. We started whenever we went up, we started wearing it, and started filling the bottles, and asked him that if you're not still trying to understand the importance of this, it's okay. You start doing some other work. You start doing the digital marketing part, and we'll start filling the material. And we gave him the project as well of the digital marketing, and made him believe that if you come up with certain ideas of how to market these products, and meanwhile your filling work will be done by us. And he definitely came up with, not just came up with few ideas, and then we saw the habit of wearing the gloves and wearing the hair mask, and he certainly developed a new interest in the work as well. So, in this way, it influences your ethics, definitely influences the love for the people around you. It also influences, for example, we tend to eat together always,
Yeah,
and जब भी ये possible रहेगा, मतलब people wait for each other. So this is kind of thing which we have been following at our home. मतलब घर पे भी अगर जो मैं ऑफिस से नहीं आऊंगा तब तक वो लोग खाना नहीं खाएंगे. So these are the values which we have started putting in Econut as a family, and we see that people get influenced. They start respecting you out of it.
wonderful. One last question that is coming to mind.
Mhm.
What happens when there is a conflict of values within the team at any point? Has this happened, or what is your experience, even not only now, but even in the past, somewhere where you were working, you found that there was a conflict in values? What happened and how did you resolve it? How much ever you can share.
Uh, in Econut, we haven't faced any conflict of values so far, because everything has been agreed on whatever we think on. And in my past experiences, there were certain things which were contradicting with my father or with my uncle. But the problem over here is that I was too powerless. So what you can do is just crib around before your mother, or crib around before your father in case of uncle, or in case of father with uncle, that this is not happening, this shouldn't be done. But uh, because I was 24 when I started working, 23 and a half, 24 when I was
Hmm.
started working, and be of whatever age, you are still not mature enough in terms of your seniors around your place.
Yeah.
So no matter how much you prove your worth, no matter how much you show the different clients you have been working on with your ethics around, but uh, as soon as that person comes around, then even your clients might start talking to the
Hmm.
another person. So these are the cases, but that has made me stronger. I feel that I learn to let go sometimes, or
True.
I sometimes you learn to see the greater picture around, that it is a learning curve. So if you see my status, it has been the learning curve from 2014, 15. So because every day is a learning curve for you, and how you so I'll just tell you that I was a very aggressive person.
Oh,
I was a very aggressive person, and Dhrumin or my partner might tell you more about it. But today, it's been so many years that even I haven't shown an aggression to anyone. So that's what my business has brought a change in me, or that is what you can say growth is for me.
yeah.
So I have not. I know I haven't answered your question completely, but this is what
No,
my
this is
experience.
beautiful. I think it is organically you have covered a lot of ground. See, honesty requires us to face whatever truths come up. So if it is that you were powerless, and it has happened to all of us. I remember one of the first uh, things that I did on my own was write a piece for a hotel that I was working for, and my boss was surprised. Like my big boss was surprised. The immediate guy that I reported to knew that I could do this, but she thought that, oh wow, you can do this, and it took 1.5 years to earn that respect. So it takes time, no matter whether you're working with your relatives or somebody else. And I also like how you ended this answer with saying that business has instilled a value system which you were not working towards, but
Right.
over a period of time you learn. I think this has been a wonderful chat because very rarely do I get to weave around values in each question.
Okay.
Most times because I have no plans of what I need to do except for the first question, and after that we take it as it comes.
As a conversation.
Yeah. So thank you for this wonderful chat. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, I had a great time, but I was quite cynical sometimes that I was not sure what question you will ask. So I
That
was
is, I am used to that. A lot of people do have these questions. My idea is, see, there are other businessmen who will be watching this perhaps.
Mhm.
These are questions that we deal in our daily lives, and they look at it, and even if they find one point of strength in your answer or in my question or anything, I think that is a job well done. Because the idea is that nobody talks about these things. Everybody has these idealistic things, or they say nothing works, it is a corrupt world, we need to be corrupt. But these are big statements. What we need to do is discuss them in detail like we did right now, and we understand, okay, on a daily basis you have to take a calculated call and preferably have some ethical system that you follow
Right.
and grow while you're doing that. So I had a good time, a great learning curve, like you said.
Yeah.
I'll see you around
Same here.
soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye.